Hey, I'm Mallory, and today I'm going to explain a little bit on why I think spanking is a good form of discipline. I'm not a parent myself, but I do agree in spanking. I grew up being spanked, and I think it's a good form of discipline for a child. Spanking or taking privileges, for one, taking privileges for children usually means like taking your phone or taking your keys if you drive, or taking toys if you're younger, or taking games and TVs and stuff like that. Spanking, if you misbehave, then just once, like this right here, just 5 on the butt. That's what my uncle says for my cousin. 5 on the butt, and just do it once, not hard. Or some people would think that would be beating, but spanking is totally opposite from beating. The children that are not spanked are prone to be more disobedient than those who are. I worked at a daycare for 5 years, and you could tell which children were spanked and which children were not. I watched up in the front when it was time for kids to go home. Some parents spanked when their children were leaving because some were not listening to them and wanting to get in the car and leave. Some just kind of talked to them and were like, I don't think you should do that. And they were prone to keep doing what they were doing. Then those who were spanked, the parents told them that they were going to spank them when they got in the car. So there's one example. And in today's society, it's the spanker, not the spanking, that does harm to the child. Like if the spanker does it out of anger, then that's not considered spanking, that's considered beating. Spanking for the child, if the child does something wrong and then you get angry, send them to their room first. And then that gives you a chance to calm down and not be so angry with the child. And that gives them time to think about what they did. So then after you give them a few minutes and you calm down from not being angry, or from being angry, go to their room and ask them what they did wrong, and then tell them that's what you were spanking them for. Explain to them why you're spanking them. If you don't explain and you just spank them, then they're probably more confused on why you're spanking them. Usually, I was started probably around age 3 when my parents started spanking me. I didn't get spanked as much as my brother did, but I was spanked a few times, and I knew why because my dad would explain to me why I was. I'm 20 years old now, and I still get a few spankings here and there for my smart mouth or doing things I'm not supposed to do.
No.
At the daycare, there was this one time where a child cursed at me, and I told the parents what he did and what I told him to do. We can't do anything at the daycare, so I told him to go sit and time out for a few minutes so I could discuss things with his mom, because his mom was there to pick him up. And then all she did was tell him that's not the thing to do and he shouldn't do that. But really, that didn't do anything towards him, because the next day he came back and did the same thing again. Now, another example, spanking example, was where this child hit another child with a chair. He picked the chair up and hit him across the head. And I had to explain to his parents that got hit, the child's parent that got hit, what happened, and then I had to tell the child's parents that hit the other child what he did. And he got spanked, and the next day he came in and he apologized to the student and explained why he was apologizing. And that right there, I think, is a really good example on why spanking leads more into the child learning from what he did wrong than just taking privileges away. If you take the privileges away, they're more likely to keep doing the same thing over and over. They become used to you just taking things away. They have other things they can do. So today I identified why spanking, I think, is good, and it's a way of discipline. Like the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. Thank you.